Hello, and welcome back to Monifactory. Last time we did everything you see in front of you right now. And that too. We finally have our building blocks on passive. We're processing moon dust, or moon rock, and mercury rock. We finally passived polyvinyl chloride and polyvinyl butyrol. We fully passived primal mana and the various little dusts here, the elemental ones. The petroleum, of course, is good for some of the microminer missions. We passived Certus quartz, and we have a large backlog again. This is very nice. I am happy to see a large amount of Certus quartz in my pockets. We made passive polyphenylene sulfide, and finally somewhere to do with all the salt that we get from just things in general. We made passive phosphoric acid to make passive luminescence for passive lumium, and we built the assembly line, although it's still very not automated yet, but we'll get to that. And by get to that, I of course mean I have a solution that's not a very good one. The docket today is pretty simple. I would like the power substation, which is basically just like a big battery. I want Naquadah coils, which is our next EBF coils, naturally. I want Naquadah processing, because there's a whole lot of goodies that we get out of doing this. And I want Trinium, because that's one of the goodies we get out of that, and it's used for a whole lot of things. The goal by the end of the episode is to be about here in the quest book, so that we can spend next episode going for the fusion reactor. Now the substation's going to be a little concerning, because as it stands I don't have anywhere to, put it. But we can worry about that while the Naquadah Line does things, right? Multitasking is very important in this pack. I'll find somewhere to put something like that, because I want to put the fusion reactors over there, as well as just, any type of power generation we're making. And my goal with this is, I'll be more in-depth about this later, but I want to entirely win off of applied flux at this point, because, evidently it's just broken with this pack, right? It just doesn't work. I still can't open the pattern provider, which I could say is, a bug and an issue, and it is, but, that's on me if I choose to take that lying down, and I'm not going to. So what I would instead like to do is have the substation for a truly centralized power source. I wanted to make the substation before too long anyways. We'll have a big place to do that, and then instead of using applied flux for our power, we will be using advanced LaserIO connectors. These things. They're a little pricey. For each connection, it requires an IV emitter and an LEV circuit, as well as a little bit of flux electrum, but this stuff isn't too hard to make. Electrum, lumium, signalum. We have almost all of this passive, except for the signalum, and signalum's not too hard to make, it's just red steel. These are basically like links, so that instead of using a one flux successor that we put all the power into and then take each out, we would have something more like we did before I waned off the P2Ps, where we would have like a line of power here, and then we'd have, say, a laser here that leads over to like LV, one here that leads to MV, one here that leads to HV, one to EV, one to IV, one to the RAM stick, one to the EBF area, stuff like that. We could be using something like the active transformers, but I'm not going to, because I value my base's looks, and I don't want to run laser pipes everywhere. Also because the base is very height variated, so it would be kind of awkward and annoying a lot of the time, because to my understanding laser pipes have to be pretty straight lined. You can't really, have them go up and down like you can with the ME cables. Anyway, looking at the substation, it's made of a lot of different components, most of which aren't too bad at all. I made a few of them ahead of time, such as the palladium casings, and the laminated glass, and we should be able to autocraft everything else we need for the main controller block here. It'll just take a little bit of time. However, the quest doesn't tell you everything you need. Sure, you need the casings and the glass, of course, as well as a energy hatch and a dynamo hatch, the likes of which we're probably going to want some 64 amp ones at maybe IV if we can help it, but we also need some lapatronic capacitor blocks. If we can, I would like to consider getting these to IV, however, IV ones are pretty expensive, they're a little pricey. At a worst case scenario, we could just fill this thing with EV batteries and it would be fine, but I do want to consider this for sure. I think it would largely be a case of having to finally autocraft the crystal chips, but that would be fine. We could probably figure that out. We should figure out something with the laser engravers at this point anyways. Multi-blocks are something I should really just spend everything and get all of them at this point. Like these three things up here that I've had sitting there for a while, but I haven't done anything about. Our current power storage is, I want to say, roughly 32 of these Lapatron crystals, and each of these capacitors is, 6 times as much? Yeah, about 6 times as much. So if we, just made 16 Lapatron crystals, we would have probably about 3 times the power hold, but I think we should have more than that at this point, because some of our crafts will just totally drain our backlog. So I think having maybe 9 of these IV capacitors would be ideal. So let me see what that would take. 216 crystal chips. Yikes. Or about 72 Lapatronic crystals. That's quite expensive. I think, at least. Actually, is it? Could I just like make 72 of these? I mean, I could. I should probably make some more HV circuits, but I mean, yeah, we'll just have that going in the background. Yeah, why not? Cool, cool, cool. Alright, so while we're building stuff for the substation, because that's just, you know, going to be time to craft things, let's take a look at the Naquadah line. Naquadah processing is pretty extensive, so it's going to be a little while, and we're going to, you know, do it in the RAM stick, naturally. We have a place to do things now like this that won't take up everything, so that's wonderful. It starts here with titanium trifluoride. We take 6 Naquadah and some fluoroantimonic acid, and we get this titanium out of it, as well as impure enriched Naquadah solution and impure Naquadah solution. We can take the titanium trifluoride and electric blast furnace it into titanium, so we get a nice titanium byproduct. And we'll get some hydrofluoric acid, which I believe we can recombine with some antimony that we could recycle later to get the fluoroantimonic acid back, or something. Yeah, we'll get some antimony trifluoride from the Naquadah solutions, I believe. Impure enriched Naquadah solution can be centrifuged into trinium sulfide. This is a good thing that we want. And antimony trifluoride, this goes back into the fluoroantimonic acid we used to make this, as well as enriched Naquadah solution. This is the pure stuff. We can mix it with some sulfuric acid to get the acidic version. We can centrifuge this down into enriched Naquadah sulfate, as well as enriched Naquadah waste and some fluorine, which we can again send back to the fluoroantimonic acid area. This is good. This is basically one of the byproducts. We'll just, I believe, electrolyze this. No, we blast furnace it. And the Naquadah waste we can send to a distillation tower to get some sulfuric acid back, as well as some of the various solutions here. Looking back over here, the Naquadah solution is much the same. You centrifuge it for the solution, as well as a couple other goodies. You mix it with some sulfuric acid to get the acidic version. You centrifuge it down for the good thing, as well as some waste, and some fluorine back, and then you distill the waste. And after distilling the waste, you get some stuff like the Naquadah solution and the enriched Naquadah solution. So it's a lot of steps, and I believe there's probably a flowchart for it. I should probably look it up, but I don't think I'm going to, because I'm, you know, stubborn. I should probably consider how many machines I will need, because it's going to be a lot. Do any of these require being done at a very high voltage? This requires an LUV chemical reactor. That's going to be a little expensive. I believe the rest of these things they could be done at HV, however. EV centrifuges, HV mixers, HV distillation towers. So I think the main things are going to be the LUV chemical reactor and then the EV centrifuges for the impure solutions, and I think that's it. I believe everything else can be done at HV or lower. I'm definitely considering just doing it all at EV, honestly. We have a lot of titanium. I just made a whole big batch of EV circuits. It shouldn't be too bad, I don't think. Ooh, our crystals just came in, so let's make this controller now. Nice. And then I'll wait for these circuits to be crafted, and then I'll start working on the Lapotron crystals. So let me go through all the machines we'll need, and I'll be back in just a second. Okay, so I think if I've got this all right, we need an LEV chem reactor, an EV electric blast furnace, an EV chem reactor, 4 EV centrifuges, 2 EV mixers, and 2 EV distillation towers, which is less than I thought I would need, honestly. Alright, so we're going to do this a little loose, a little fast and loose by hand, and I'll wire everything up later. I think we're going to use a subnet for this because there's a lot of things going in a lot of places, and I feel like LaserIO would just use too many darn cards. And I feel like everyone just wants to see a Naquadah line done with a subnet. And I haven't really done any subnetting for a while, so, you know, I feel like I gotta get something going, right? People always talk about how much they love the Naquadah line, and I may as well try and integrate myself with it and truly envision Gregorius T. So first and foremost, everything starts with the LCR. Wait, how many Lapotron crystals do we have to go? So next we need an electric blast furnace right here for the titanium trifluoride. We need an item and fluid in and an item and fluid out. So because this gives us a final product, like this hot titanium, we're going to have this just go into a drawer here, and we'll hook up this drawer to this little section right here. Because it's hot titanium, it will send it to the EBF zone to basically cool it off without us having to do anything, so that'll be nice and easy. Next, we're going to need to take the hydrofluoric acid, and we're going to send this to a chemical reactor, I believe. Yes. We might actually need a second one, because I believe we get a little bit of fluorine from something or other, and a little bit of hydrogen from something other. And we only get 3 buckets from this one, so we need to get the 4th bucket back from somewhere, so I'll probably need to make another chem reactor, but that's fine. This one can just sit right here. So we should also be putting storage buses on these. So this will be a storage bus for the fluoroantimonic acid. Oh, no, this one is for the Naquadah, actually. This one's for fluoroantimonic acid. we'll have some interfaces on each of these. And these will basically just like be our inputs that send everything everywhere else. So we'll have some storage buses here. This one for titanium trifluoride, and this one for hydrogen gas. And I think we want all of these storage buses on insert only. I don't think it will matter, but, you know, better safe than sorry, right? This chemical reactor will be what makes us our fluoroantimonic acid again. So we'll just have this for hydrofluoric acid and antimony trifluoride. And I think if we end up needing another chemical reactor, we might just put it on top, because that's the one that will also be making hydrofluoric acid to put down into this one to continue the loop. Yes, and this also gives us the hydrogen back that we can throw back into the EVF here. Very cool. We'll have this auto export on the right. Wait, what? Why? What do you mean not powered? What's going on here? What? Why? What? Uh-oh. What? Why? What? What? Why is it not powered? Huh? Oh no. Oh dear. I can kickstart this, because I have my storage not digitized yet. This is a good thing, I promise. Oh, we are out of cetane boosted diesel. Because we're out of fish oil? Oh, no. Oh no, this is really bad. Okay, how am I gonna kickstart this? Oh no. What happened? I'm so confused as to what happened. I guess this is still running at, like... No, it's running at Ivy. What is the problem here? This should be running really quickly, is it not? I guess maybe I should double Ivy hatch this once it's back up and running again. Oh dear. Oh no. Okay, well, we do have some extra Guardian predictions here. I guess that could cold start us the... this down here, because this has some... It's weird. This has some power left in it, and that will get the fish oil going, which, I mean, hopefully gets us at least started, right? Let me go grab some more and hope for the best. I mean, this is just kind of evident as to why we need to fix this problem, right? With the substation and everything. Oh, yeah, this also isn't powered. Okay, that's... Oh dear. Oh man, this is gonna be a real problem. This is gonna be a nightmare. Okay, do I have like anything around? Like any fuel for anything? I guess I have some like ethanol? Like this is fully self-sustained at least. That's something. I guess we'll like cold start some of the LCEs with this, right? This is, yeesh. I mean, I don't know how well it's really gonna do. But yeah, it just eats through that like instantly. Oh, and also it doesn't send it anywhere because it doesn't... Right. Yep, that's how that works. Yep. Boy. Okay, I think the cetane boosted diesel's running again, so let's see if this'll get us going. Let's hope that's enough, and... Oh boy. Oh man, that's like really bad. I mean, we have cetane boosted diesel. Oh, I know, I need to put this into here again. Now are we producing power again? Question mark, maybe? I don't know. Okay, yeah, we're going up. Okay. Whew. Alright, crisis averted. I need to keep a close eye on that, because that's a problem. A big problem. And I need to see what ate all my power. I really don't know, because normally the thing that eats all my power is making like HSSG, but I didn't have that running, so I don't know what did that. Maybe I ran out of Guardian matters down here, Guardian predictions. And that was the problem, is that we just haven't been making these fast enough. Once we start backlogging cetane boosted diesel, I think I'm gonna swap these out for some IV hatches maybe. Maybe that'll be the thing to do. Let's turn this back on, first and foremost. That's not gonna help. Oh, maybe that's what happened, is maybe we had a brownout and this like kicked off and it just like stopped and didn't turn ever back on. Let me get a machine controller for that, because that's like incredibly important to make sure this stays on. Prevent power failing. Okay. Hopefully, if that is what happened, hopefully that doesn't ever happen again. Where were we again? I'm a little flustered. That's right. I actually opened this to go color some FUUUUS cables so that I know that this is the Naquadah stuff. Do I have any? Oh, of course I have black dye. What am I thinking? I have so much black dye. So these are all going to be hooked up with black because Naquadah. Okay, we'll just put a chemical reactor on top of the other one for the hydrogen and the fluorine. Apologies if this is a little disjointed. I'm a little flustered from that power outage. Okay, so next we were doing each of these Imperial lines. which are each a centrifuge, then a mixer, and then another centrifuge, and then into a distillation tower. So I think we'll actually just do them on top of each other, honestly, because, I mean, that might look cool. So it's centrifuge, mixer, centrifuge, centrifuge, mixer, centrifuge. I'm not sure if an interface will automatically do what I want here, because I want the trinium sulfide and the, what's the other one? Indium phosphide to be in like a drawer, and the antimony trifluoride to be brought back to here. I'm not sure if an interface will do that, so I might be using import buses for that. We'll see, I suppose, once it's all hooked up and ready to go. Maybe I should raise this up an extra block. I think I will do that, actually. Yeah, that way we have 2 spaces here for more drawers. I suppose I could also just use like 1x2 drawers and then only be extracting the antimony. That's worth considering. We'll see, we'll see. Actually, I don't think any of these need to be anything less than adjacent to each other, because this is the only place it goes. Like the Naquadah solution, we only get from the mixer, and the mixer only uses the Naquadah solution, which only comes from the centrifuge. So we don't really need this, because we're not really piping those anywhere else, so we could probably put these all together, I think. Yeah, let's do that. And then all of these will extract fluids to the right. So we'll do Naquadah on top and enriched Naquadah on the bottom. No real reason for it, I just, feel like it. We'll also need some sulfuric acid in each of these. I'm not sure how we'll get that, or if we recycle it. We might actually fully recycle it. That's worth doing the math on. So it's 2 buckets for 3 buckets. 3 buckets gives us 2 buckets. Oh, but we get the sulfur back from this, which is not going to happen automatically. At least not currently, because, we just can't. So I think we will be manually supplying the sulfuric acid. Yeah, we just, can't do this with Naquadah, because, we don't have a ZPM electric blast furnace or trinium coils. That's, so far out of our reach right now. So we'll have to do the sulfuric acid manually, which is fine. It's just something to keep in mind. So at these 2 centrifuges, we will have some of our final byproducts, either the Naquadah sulfate or the enriched Naquadah sulfate. And then we want to export the fluids off to the right here into some more interfaces, because we'll be getting the Naquadah waste and some of the fluorine back, and we want to be sending all of the waste into distillation towers. Oh, the Lapatrons are finished, after only 90 minutes. I made some antimony trifluoride. We need this to kickstart the whole chain. It's pretty simple. It's, antimony and hydrofluoric acid and a little bit of oxygen. So I'll just chuck this in here. And we'll cold start a little bit of the hydrofluoric acid in here. And this should all go in the right spots. Some of the oxygen, some of the hydrogen I think will stick around here. Never mind. Maybe it went over, I don't know where it went. It probably doesn't matter that much. Yeah, the fluoroantimonic acid goes in here. Good. I'm going to just start with 6 Naquadah dust, just to make it a pretty... I don't want to kill my whole power supply again. Let's just watch and see what happens. I think this should be fine, though. I think this will all work. So we're making the trifluoride and the 2 solutions. The trifluoride should go in here, or the titanium trifluoride should go in here, and the other thing should go into those centrifuges. Blast furnace kicks on, the centrifuges kick on. Good, good. We only get a bucket of the solution, though, and I think I need to add sulfuric acid to these. That's right. I nearly forgot. In fact, I did forget, actually. I just did forget. Let me get a couple export buses here. That'll help. Oh. I'm out of rings? Oh, actually, I can do that now because I made a ring extruder. Look at me. Oh, so actually we only need the 1 bucket. It's just got to add all the sulfuric acid here. Maybe I should add some speed cards. Cool. Goes into there. Centrifuges. Very cool. Very cool. We get the enriched Naquadah. Goes into here to distill. I'll lock these and put the interfaces here soon. And I should probably start locking all of these as well. And yes, alright. We have our enriched solutions, we have our extra sulfuric acid. Really nice. A little bit of gallium sulfide, that's gonna be a pretty nice grab. Love me some gallium. So now we'll see if this, if the non-antimony things go places they shouldn't be. No. Okay, all the storage buses are filtered, great. So all the antimony trifluoride goes back into here. There should be some fluorine that's heading into here, right? I think, or something. Or maybe it's just all in here because it should be in here. I don't know. I'll test this more later, but I think it's working for now. Once again, I just want to make sure that Yeah, I'm not killing all my power here. Let me go check on that again. I've been like twitching about it. Okay, this definitely needs to go faster. This definitely needs like double Ivy hatch, I think. We are backlogging cetane boosted diesel though. I think we're just about... Oh, we're almost totally filled on these pipes again. That's really nice. Let me make a couple Ivy hatches right now. And I should probably also start engraving these Lapitron crystals. I'm just gonna chuck in like a stack of Naquadah and see what happens to it. At some point, we're going to, have automatic input of Naquadah into this line here, but, we're just doing testing right now. I can hook up the specifics of this later. I just need to make sure that this little line here works first. I mean, it looks like it's been doing pretty good so far, so let me grab some of this, and some of this, and some of this. Excellent. I probably should have started the Naquadah coils. Oh, no. Well, you know what? I can do that while I edit later. That's... Okay, so that's the Naquadah line. I think, right? Is that... Alright, that was... I didn't hate that. I kind of like that, actually. I think my issue with the flat line compared to the Naquadah line is the flat line has so many more, like, potential inputs, so you can't just, like, go in and out here. I do kind of like this. I will be honest. I like these this big processing chain here, because it felt different than just, like, 18 different chemicals. It's sort of still 18 different chemicals, but they interact differently, and, there's things to do with them rather than just, like, put them into 40 different LCRs. It's a lot more interesting. I liked it. Something about it felt different. I don't know how to describe it, really. Overall, though, I think it's pretty good. We just need to hook up these output hatches here to recycle the Naquadah and Naquadria solutions. So it's pretty easy. We'll just set up some interfaces and run some cables down, like so. And for the sulfuric acid byproducts, we'll just check a couple drawers here, and we'll add that to the main one from over there. And let's make sure that everything's locked before I start adding it to the main thing down there as well. Okay, yeah, I think this is all working basically totally perfectly now. That's great. All right, cool. I mean, look at all these wacky products. We can't use a lot of these for a while. Like, we need Naquadah coils to get our enriched Naquadah, but, I mean, we'll have it when we need it. And it's good to backlog this. We're not going to do it right now because that ate 10 to 20% of our power, just like doing a stack, but, Also, I don't think we get normal Naquadah. Like, you need normal Naquadah for things, and this doesn't get normal Naquadah. It just gets the Naquadria and enriched Naquadah and... what was this? Trinium? Trinium. I should probably also do something with this Caymanite, because this is also Trinium, right? Yeah, it just needs processing, but we can do ore processing another time. We will do it eventually. That's not where this goes. It goes in there. Yeah, so I'll clean up this a little bit with some, like, facades and stuff for, these little holes in the ground. And add some, trims and the like. Oh, you know what? I should do a custom framed trim for the drawer here. I'll do that, and you'll come back and I'll show it off and be like, wow, it's so pretty. But in the meantime, I think I'm going to take a little break-see and keep babysitting the power setup because that's scary and that's a problem. Anyway, I'll be back shortly. It's been a pretty brutal couple of days. And that's why the video's coming out late, because it's been days plural. So to start, last I saw you, we had just finished the Naquadah line. As it stands, we have done no quest. However, here's at least one of them. There's Trinium. Great. So the fusion reactor is the next thing we're looking at. I didn't think we'd be getting into this today, but there's not really a whole lot else to do, besides the substation, which I need to go build still, which I will probably be doing after I give you my little yap session here. And this is probably also a good time to do this and this and this, because we do have the Naquadah coils. We have some over here on our Naquadah EBF. They've been going well for all the Trinium we need to smelt. And there is no shortage of Trinium we need to smelt. And over here on the ABS, with the no shortage of everything else in here we've been needing to smelt as well. So that's good. So let me talk you through everything I've been suffering with lately. So our old turbines or engines just weren't good enough. They just were not. They were getting us about a 3/4 of an amp of IV power each, and so I've upgraded them all to extreme here, which with the liquid oxygen boosting gives an amp of LUV each, so we can actually run things now and not worry about brownouts all the time. So we needed to make some liquid oxygen vacuum freezers, so I made 4 here. However, then our issue is we weren't producing enough diesel, so I upgraded diesel. So I added a second fabricator here, or not fabricator, simulator. I added 2 additional fabricators back here. I upgraded our extractors to a multi-block because we were at 1-tick recipes and we couldn't make them any faster. I think I upgraded the energy hatch of this one, of the biodiesel maker. I have had to do a whole lot of upgrading to a bunch of things. Somewhere along the line here, I think it's making acetic acid. We use ethylene. So I went and recently just made a fluid drilling rig on Mars. I can show you that in a second, but it's not very impressive. It's like the one we made in the ocean a while ago, but on Mars. So we've been slowly backlogging back up again. I boosted our ethanol production to HV machinery. This was working on MV before, but we actually didn't even need to upgrade the power at all. I mean, look at this. 0.6 amps of HV power? That's crazy. Although we are actually still bottlenecked by our ethanol here. At least this distillery here. But that's fine. We don't need to worry about that right now. I have cleaned up the polyethylene setup. It's, well, we don't make oxygen here anymore, and we don't make ethylene here anymore. It's just one chemical reactor now, which I think is quite funny. The cable still goes pretty far just because I didn't feel like moving at all, but yeah. Anyway, the reason we've been going through all these troubles is Trinium is painful to smelt. Look at this. 46 million EU if we're getting the Trinium dust from... Oh, actually, hold on. My mistake. 30 million EU if we use the Trinium dust that we get from Caymanite. Or 23 million if we use the one that we get from the Naquadah Line, which is better, I guess. But that's still, like, a lot. I believe it's 1 EU is 4 Fe, so this is, like, 5% of our total battery. That's, like, really bad. We do produce a lot, don't get me wrong, but it's still, like, a lot. Over the past day and a half or so, I've been doing basically nothing, but just, like, you know, tending to everything around here. I've wanted to play so much Deadlock, but the game tells me no, I must continue to make more Ruridate wire, because I have the big multi-block ready for the fusion reactor here. And so I've been slowly just chipping away at this because we just don't have the coprocessors to do this or the storage size for this. We could obviously upgrade that, but I feel like that gets rid of a different problem and creates a new one. For example, could we smelt 1,000 indium, tin, barium, titanium, cuprate? Probably not. I'll go through the ingredients list here shortly, but suffice to say, it's stuff we can do for the most part. I think there was a couple things that we weren't able to do. Really, the worst thing here is like, it was the UHPIC wafers, these things right here. We needed an LEV cutter, so that was fine. These require an LEV assembler, but we made that. And of course, these two things are going to require the assembly line, which we'll come back to later. But for the most part, I think it's just steps, and we've been doing a lot of the steps in advance. It has been so much time. It's so much processing time. Like again, we need 1,000 indium, barium, titanium, cuprate. And of course, you know, we do this at LUV with better coils, but this is still going to be like... I mean, look at this! It's 3 minutes! With Naquadah coils at LUV! What are we talking about? Assuming, like, this, given we need to make about 1,000 of this is going to be an hour! For just that! Like, what are we... Come on! This has been, I think, the strongest exercise in tedium I've undergone in a very long time. And they are so lucky that I think fusion is the coolest thing ever. Boy, are they lucky that I think fusion is the coolest thing ever, because I would be so angry if I had not thought this. I mean, look at this. 4 superconducting coil blocks takes 2 stacks of this. And again, that's 8 recipes at LUV, which is 3 minutes a pop, which is going to be half an hour! Like, I understand I can go watch YouTube for that amount of time, but like, I don't know, I want to play the game, you know? Instead of just like sitting around with my thumb up my butt and being like, gee, I sure hope there's something on YouTube for me to watch now that I've gone through my entire backlog! I'm probably not going to show the compilation of me making this because it wasn't very interesting or very long for that matter. The goal here was to make a place for all our fusion reactors, and eventually, once we get to it in a long time, the antimatter collider, which will be in this little section over here. I'll build out once we get there. I am going to ask for some help building fans. I tried for like 30 minutes building fans, not like functional ones, but you know, ones that just like look normal. It's hard. It's really hard, actually. I would love some assistance with this if anyone has anywhere that they any good recommendations with where to go for that. I looked up pictures of graphics cards and they had these little like ports on the side, which I thought those looked pretty similar. They got these vents on the side, which I thought that looks cool. This is probably like my least favorite building of the bunch so far, but I'm sure it'll, you know, buff out. I also want to have like a little thing off to the side here. This isn't quite done yet. Maybe like a big like water pipe, because you know this is a big water area for like liquid cooling. I think that'd be a cool thing to add here. I think that'd be cool. get it cool, like liquid cool. Pretty funny, right? I need to do some more terraforming, so I guess that's something I could do with the like 4 hours I need to sit around and do nothing. But it's been a lot of sitting around waiting for power to backlog, etc, etc, etc. I wanted to put 2 more of these here, however I realized that I wanted to wall share these like on this corner here, so it'd be like this, and then we'd have, you know, the full engine here, but this doesn't like that. Yeah, see, this is blocked because this is blocked, which is sad, but I get it. Here's the basement of the graphics card here. It's not done at all. I mean, look at it, right? We have nothing down here because this is where we're going to put our plasma turbines when we get them. The plasma turbines, thankfully, are a lot cheaper. We need some magnesium, but like that's it. I mean, really, with this stuff, we just smelt it. I think I like cooked up some earlier. Ignore my dog, please. But yeah, it's been a lot of sitting around, requesting Trinium when I have power to do so, and then, you know, that's a lot of it, and waiting for things to craft. It's been very exciting gameplay. The problem is this game is too intensive on my computer, so I can't leave it in the background. So that's upsetting. Let's craft another stack of Trinium. Yeah, this has been my life for like 16 hours. Is like, oh, okay, I have enough power and fuel. Let's make more Trinium. And we've actually been, you know, raising fuel lately. We're up to 4K, 4,000 buckets. This is a lot better. I accidentally, well, not accidentally, I went and left this AFK overnight and came back and it was 4,000 because I ran out of ethanol and I probably would have run out of a dozen other things, but, I mean, what are you going to do? Hindsight's 20/20, right? I mean, we have a big backlog of fuel now at least, so we get to run this for a while, and we should have plenty of liquid oxygen and lubricant, so that should also be fine. But, yeesh, it's been pretty not great. I'll be honest. Anyway, our stuff for our substation should be largely done, however. I believe, right, we have some Lapitronic orbs. Yes, we do. I think I need like a canner for this, is that right? Yeah, an HV canner. I think I've got one of these around here somewhere. I know it was an EV one over here because I needed it for the microminer, is that right? Yes. Oh my gosh, it's so loud here. I am so sorry. So let's just get this started here. It's, you know, the basics of the substation goes there. It's a 5x5. We need some laminated glass, which I believe I crafted some. I hope I didn't use it for anything else. We're going to need one of these big ol', what is this? The dynamo and energy hatches. We can use really big ones because this is the substation. Is this just also like an energy hatch? I guess. Okay. I guess that shows you that you can use the big ones, right? So I think I'm probably going to want 64 amp input-output hatches for IV. At least I would hope that would be fine, because I don't think I can really do LUV. Actually, can I do LUV? Yeah, no, I think I can actually. Yeah, let's just go all the way then. We're gonna want it eventually. Let's go all the way with it. No kill like overkill, right? We will need an assembly line, however, which is upsetting, but I will manually deal with the assembly line. I will live. I'll live. I can manually use a machine a couple times. It's fine. So it looks like for the most part it uses a lot of the same, actually. They're both going to take the 16x niobium titanium wires and some rhodium, lutein, palladium, and a power transformer. The power transformers go up a lot. I'll live. We'll one piece at a time, one step at a time. So this. Okay. And I'm finally back. And check it out. We've got a fusion reactor. Oh boy. Oh man, this took a long time, but as I was saying, it took a long time, but we eventually got there. I'm hoping the rain isn't any kind of omen, but that's okay because I'll just sleep it away. That's how these things work. Okay, so how do I build this thing? Okay, I think I get it. Oh man, here it is. Oh, that's exciting to look at. I'm very excited actually. I love fusion. Alright, so in terms of progression, we need to do europium first. I would like to just turn this straight into a plasma turbine reactor, but we can't really do that right now because we need to, make europium. We need europium for a lot of things, so we should do this first. I want to see if this is... It is not. It is just for the assembler. So really all I care about is like a converter and one assembler maybe. So how much do I need for this? It's a lot of europium wire per motor. That's okay. And it's a lot of motors per component. So let me do some math here. So for just the assembler, we would need 48 europium wire. What about a ZPM energy hatch? What does that require? Oh, actually, it looks pretty easy, all things considered. Just the coils, which are samarium and europium. So, like, 2 ingots of europium per hatch? That's really easy, actually. So, I mean, we probably want, like, 4 stacks of europium if I can help it. It's also used for skulk-related items. Oh, that's not good. What do you mean it's used for skulk items? That's not good. I intend to make a lot of skulk items, the likes of which I cannot currently do. That's not good. We'll live. So I believe you get like a liquid europium or something like that. Yeah, this one. Let's see. So a tiny little bit of neodymium and some hydrogen. We need 150 million EU to start it and 1.5 per. We have like 10 billion in backlog right now, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, about 12. So that's a lot of recipes, actually. Let's... You know what? Let's automate it. Let's do it properly. Let's automate this. First and foremost, I'm going to need some cables for these energy hatches, though. It looks like it only takes an amp of LUV or so that's good. And I believe I remember there's a different way to get europium down the line, like a little bit later or something. Ah, yes, we can get europium oxide as a byproduct from some of the rare earths. So we actually don't need this forever. I don't know for how long we need this, however. Ah, we need it until trinium coils, which is fine. That's what I wanted out of my europium pile anyway. So, cool. I mean, that's what we were going to be rushing anyway. I think for this episode, we're just going to call it at europium once we get there, though. Let's see if we can get there. Okay, so I set it up the pretty simple way I think I should be able to. This recipe gives us half a stack of europium because it's best to... Oh, right. Now let me tell you, I'm glad I have passive neodymium, that's for sure. One of the random things that I'm extremely glad I passived. Wow, that would have been annoying otherwise. Well, not that annoying, but a little bit annoying. Anyway, pattern here does 32 ingots worth of europium. So I think we should go for, like... No, we want to do 4 stacks is what I said, right? Because it's about an ingot of neodymium for an ingot of europium. So, hold on, what's 4 times, what would that be, 8? There we go. It'll use half our neodymium, and hopefully it won't kill our power supply too hard. It's got to extract all the neodymium first before we get our reactor going, but that's okay. Oh, it's actually... No, it's not very fast at all, actually. That's okay. How fast is this? Very! Wow, extremely! Okay. Well, it's a good thing we're doing at least half a stack at a time. I mean, no, it's not. It's probably not going to do all of it at once, actually. I wonder if there's a way I could make it do that. Probably not. Maybe I would be able to. I don't know. Something worth considering. Oh, I forgot to cancel this craft. Oops. There's a autocomplete card for that, so I can stop doing that, but I'm sure I'll worry about that another day. That was also 800 buckets of hydrogen. Is that fine? Oh, that's totally fine. We're already basically back to it. Okay, that's good. I think definitely on the cards after we get our plasma turbines up is I definitely need to just overhaul the auto crafting stuff, because one HV extractor is just not doing it anymore. It's not always the bottleneck, but it's not infrequently the bottleneck, and that's not good. Oh. Whoa. Oh, that's per 16 millibuckets? Oh, okay. So probably will actually take a little while then. Great. That's actually really good. Why is it slower than it says it should be? Am I missing something? It says it should be 3.2 seconds, but this is 6 seconds. Oh, that's not good. I know how to fix this problem. We'll just throw some of these in. There we go. And we'll move this one over there. Where is this outputting to? Is it going to the... No, which one is it going to? Where is my europium being put out from? Back here? Is it random? No, it's just back there. Back here is fine, I guess. We'll just have a little something or other to bring it back over there to where it should be. And insert. And we should have a little bit of europium. I don't know how long this is going to take. This might take a long time, actually, because it's 9 crafts per ingot, and we said 4 stacks of ingots. Well, while we're doing that, I should look into what it takes to make some plasma turbines. I should make some plasma turbines. Can I make 4 of these yet? Ooh, very close. Let's make 3. Oh, and over here, I actually have the these LEV circuits, so really a bunch of circuits on quote-unquote passive. Let me show you. I made a requester down here. I believe this required ZPM circuits, so I just have requesters for our various circuits. It'll keep us a stock of each of these circuits. We could passive these, but no, I'm not doing that. So we just have it to keep in stock 2 stacks of HV, EV, a stack and a half of IV, and half a stack of LEV circuits. We will probably look into something like ZPM circuits being requested, but that's later, once we have, plasma turbines and stuff going. Once we have power as an issue no longer for the foreseeable future, which is to say like 2 energy tiers. This little beam is so cool. I wonder what would happen if I stood in it. Probably something bad. Okay, well, I am glad to know that the bottleneck is not the extractor here. That's good to know, at least. The power cost of the fusion reactor is actually not too bad if you're doing a large batch like this. Like, the startup time is 150 million, so we would really not want to have to start and stop over and over again, which is why I'm doing this at 32 stacks, or 32 ingots at a time, at minimum, and again, we're right now doing 400 at a time. 4 stacks, not 400, I don't know where my brain's at today. I think after we get this big backlog of europium, I'm hoping that it will be good enough, and I would like to swap this over to a dedicated helium plasma reactor, this one right here. We need deuterium and tritium for that. We have a good amount of tritium and deuterium for that matter. We are going to want more tritium. We have 700 buckets, which is good, but it's not enough. We can get tritium, I believe, from distilling deuterium, is that right? Centrifuging deuterium. We can turn deuterium into a quarter of tritium. So we could get like 4,000 buckets of tritium, but we would obviously neuter our entire deuterium pile. So we could get like 2,000 buckets and still have another like 11,000 buckets of deuterium left. Basically, we can keep our stock pretty well kept up. Words. I see the issue. I was wondering why everything was backed up. It's because it's all backed up on the extractor, because it's still extracting neodymium. That's gonna be a little while, but that's alright. We'll live. I don't think we could skip the key. Wait, is it going faster? That used to be 6 seconds. Am I not right? Oh, I see. Okay. Alright, yeah. They eventually become twice as fast as it. Wow. Gotcha. Okay, so let me think about helium plasma here. So this is a pretty fast recipe at about a second to start, and it will be much faster than that as we continue it going. And it's pretty cheap on terms of power, actually. 65,000 EU for an eighth of a bucket, and oh, wait, what? That's 1 millib. Oh, Oh.
It's magic.
Oh my. Okay. That's a lot of power. Oh my. Oh my. Okay. Cool. Cool. Let me get some stuff set up for that. I should fix these stairs. Well, at least it doesn't look that out of place anymore. I'll probably add some like railings or something here later because it does feel a little plain and also hard to see. Anyway, no, I should probably also fix. You know what? Let me clean this place up and then we'll do more work down here. Okay, that's better. Like a lot better. It actually looks, you know, normal and presentable down here now. If a little samey. Oh, the turbines are done. Oh, okay, cool. How's this coming along? Oh, it's almost at full speed. That's good. Well, not full speed, but normal speed. Oh, but it's almost done actually, I think, right? Oh, and our power is actually like totally fine from this. Somehow running the fusion reactor has been less pricey than running the blast smelter. Can I make a fourth plasma turbine yet? Almost. All right, well, that's fine. So I think we're gonna build our turbines over on this wall. I'm tempted to do it over here, but I mean, the cable would have to go a little far. Not that far, but like a little far. I should also probably consider getting a new energy hatch for this. I actually don't think, because we only produce 6 amps of LEV, so I probably only need like a, you know, like a 4 amp energy hatch or something like that. Or 8 amp, excuse me, obviously. Because, you know, 6 and 8 numbers. Probably just like put one right here or something like that, and then maybe change this one to be for the turbines. We can do that once I'm ready to wire everything up. So I definitely want a little bit of space here, so I think I'm just going to do 7 blocks because 7 blocks feels good. And let's put some turbines in. I think I can wall share these, so I probably should, because that feels like a pretty good idea. That feels pretty important, just to make sure it's just a box. Just a box. Yep. And yeah, okay, wow, that's really simple, actually. You know what, actually, if I can wall share these, I could probably get that 4th turbine now. That looks really bad. But it is more efficient, regrettably. Well, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And we get out with an extra whopping 12 tungsten steel turbine casings. Great. I mean, it doesn't sound like that much, but it's not, I mean, it's not nothing, right? Like, each turbine is 16 and saving 12, I mean, saving 12 is not insignificant, you know? That's important. The other thing we should worry about is rotor holders. The quest doesn't give a ton of information about it, but we should, you know, make rotor holders. Or not rotor holders, rotors. Each of these has a different durability, efficiency, and power. I am not entirely sure what efficiency means. I imagine probably just like you get more bang for your buck out of the fuel. Like if you use a black bronze one, you probably get 55% more like power. And I imagine if the efficiency and power are equal, it probably burns for the same amount of time that you would expect. In the case of helium plasma, if you're burning at EV, you'd probably get 2 seconds. Let me look through a few of these and see if any really catch my eye, because I think something like bronze lasts for like not any time at all, but I mean, look at HSSG. This is like 200,000 durability. I wonder if you can enchant these. JEI says no, so probably not. Okay, so I'm down to 4 contenders here. We have osmium. This will be very easy for us to mass produce because osmium ore is coming very soon. Once we get to Glacio with our next rocket, we will be able to just like mine this stuff, and like all the time. It will be dirt cheap to just fart this stuff out at, you know, a breakneck pace. Again, the blast melting actually isn't that bad either because we'll be at Naquadah coils, which is way, way higher than we need for this. I think this gives us like, what, like I forget how EBF power saving works, but because we're at like 3,000 degrees hotter than we need to, we can get this way better. And we have the various high-speed seals. Probably the best of these is HSS, but worth considering would probably be HSSE. HSSG is, I mean, just worse than HSSE, so we'll just cut that one right now. HSSE is a very beefy turbine. The efficiency is pretty not bad, and the power, oh my goodness, look at that power. Like, look at that. The, you know, the natural issue here is that it requires HSSE, and this is 8 turbine blades, which is 10 ingots, so it's like 80, like, what is it, a bolt? like 81 ingots per turbine. And HSSE is not, you know, cheap. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not cheap. I will say that. I mean, really, the only hard part actually here is the HSSG, because we're doing this at LUB, right? That's still like a lot of time to make the materials. HSSS, I believe, is a similarly like problematic process. Yeah, it's HSSG, but with iridiosmine or osmiridium, whatever. They're both functionally pretty cheap, but I think HSSE is a bit better for us. It's a little less efficient, but I mean, efficiency is not really a problem when we're making that much of like an excess. Also, it's a lot more durable than HSSS was. So basically, it's between what we can fart out with no like effort or cost, or, you know, something actually worth using. We should probably do this one though. Is HSSE the one we use all the time? I forget. Drill heads and plates? I assume this is for like Naquadah. Yeah, not very much. You know, actually, we use HSSS all the time. If we're using HSS all the time, then maybe it's worth taking a slight power hit, just because like we'd only have to... We should passive HSSS anyways, right? Because this is something we use all the time in LEV components. And if we are using it all the time in LEV components, like tungsten steel, we should passive it. And probably similar to the rhodium, plumium, whatever. This is probably something we'll passive like shortly after, maybe like next time. I mean, 30% power when you're already at 250 is not that impactful. Let me go... How is this actually working, by the way? Oh, wow. Yeah, it's going. I think we're getting close to done here. No, we still have a lot to go, actually. The remaining 2/3 of it, but it's going at triple speed now. So, you know, the 2/3 now should take as long as the the first one did. Turbines, yes. Fusion! You don't get the latter half of that yet. We don't have the plasma yet. Yeah, so I think we'll go with HSSS just because we'll be passiving it anyways, and HSSE... I mean, if we do need HSSE for other things, like, I'm gonna feel like a bonehead, but I don't know what else we use it for. Antimatter? I mean, yeah, you know, later. and nothing, like, en masse, to my understanding. I guess SMD components, but even then, it's like, you know, who cares? We'll just, like, make a batch every so often. That's fine. Yeah, so we'll go with HSSS. It's not as durable, and it's not as power intensive, but it will be a lot more nice to make, and it is more efficient. It's 40% more efficient. 40% efficiency when you're talking from 140 to 180, in my opinion, is a lot more impactful than 30% power from 250 to 280. If you're going from 14 to 18 donuts, that's a lot more impactful than going from 25 to 28, you know what I mean? Anyway, let me set some recipes for this. So can I just like make one of these real quick, just for testing purposes? I mean, probably. Let's see how long it takes. If we just like have the materials already. Oh, actually this should take like no time at all, because it's just like bending the metal, right? It's just making the metal is probably the hard part. Oh yeah, I mean, look at it go. Like, it takes a little bit of time because we're doing 4 parallels at IV instead of, you know, at 16 parallels at LEB, but that's something we can also fix, you know, once we have good power. I don't know why I went to IV. We're going over here. I should probably also set a recipe to turn liquid europium into europium ingots. Can I make like 2 stacks of this right now? Oh yeah, we can. Oh, nope, not yet. We can do this though. Boom. Give me europium. They're calling it the World Cup of Ingots. Is that what they're calling it? I know that's happening. I don't know soccer. You gotta bear with me. I don't know sports, actually. I know, no, I don't think I know any sports, now that I'm really digging in my head about it. I don't think I know any sports. I know how to play some of them. That gave us that was 10 Moni quarters for the fusion reactor. Wow. That was like $3 for that. Those like 3 quests. That's crazy. Well, I guess while the europium's still cooking, we should do I mean, we'll just like poke a little forward into the ZPM here. Naquadah alloy. This does not seem that bad. Osmiridium, Trinium, Naquadah. I mean, it's not good, but it's not bad. Do we have ways to make all of these things? Probably not the Osmiridium. LUV mixer. Ouch. Okay, that's, I suppose we can just like grind up Osmiridium though. Can we? We can. It just takes a little while. Yeah, let's just do this. It's not good, but, you know, be quiet. So let's request, you'll probably need like 8 for a machine hull, right? Oh, right. I need to, get this out of here. Go. The turbine rotor finished a while ago, by the way. So now we can put this in. We do, however, need plasma to, you know, fuel our plasma turbines. Oh, don't I have another one of these ready to build, actually? I do. Good. Oh, it actually shows up over here. That's cool. That's actually really cool. I just wish it didn't Z-fight as much, but that's what you get for wall sharing, I guess. I would have really liked to not wall share, but I'm at the point where it's like, well, I feel like it's important to, because I don't want to waste more tungsten steel on this. Maybe once I'm a bit richer, we'll spread things up, but I don't know if I want to redo the whole setup and Alright, so we're going to do some bad practice here. We're going to do some really bad practice here. For the most part, don't listen to what I'm doing. Don't look at me. I'm going to use a crafting card. I used one of these in DJ2 for a brief moment, and then I realized it was not great. But in this circumstance, it will get us for what we need to until we have a second fusion reactor. That's all we're using this for. This is a temporary solution. Second fusion reactor, we're getting rid of this thing. We're going to be requesting helium plasma with a crafting card. And for now, we'll just have it in a drawer over here, I guess. Probably get like a puller upgrade on this thing. Oh hey, there's an Naquadah alloy. So we're going to give this thing a lot of upgrades. The reason we're giving this a lot of upgrades is because, as I mentioned earlier, and I saw in real time earlier, the longer the fusion reactor runs, the better. We want this thing to run as long as possible. So if we give this thing, maybe not 2,000 buckets. Is 200 good enough? I mean, 200 is very fuel dense. 200 buckets is very fuel dense for plasma. I have 700 buckets of tritium. I do not have 2,000, so we'll just use the 200 buckets of buffer instead. Anyway, to do a crafting card with this, we need to actually make a recipe. So I'll just make a recipe here. Toss it in the fusion reactor. Actually, we should make this a scaled recipe. We should give this, 8 buckets at a time feels good. 16, 32. 32 buckets of helium plasma at a time feels good. Again, we want to run the thing as much as possible for as long as possible for, the reasons we talked about earlier. Okay, so our europium is finished, and our crafting card here is working fine. If a little bit too fine. We have a little bit of extra helium plasma in backlog, but, better to have too much than too little. So I'm going to grab a bucket here and slot it in here. Ow! I guess I should check this one. This produces 7 EU per tick. Speeding up, yes, that makes sense. I want to check the max power that this can produce when it's going. I almost clicked it again. Does it go up to 81k if it's, doing this? Why is turbine efficiency 198? I guess just because it's not all the way done yet? I should probably get a cable for this before too long. So I have to imagine that 81k is because of the rotor we're using? No, because the max EU is LUV. Maybe I probably need better dynamo hatches then. Noted. Is this true? What's 32 times 2.5? Okay, yeah, so it probably will produce like 81k. If that is the case, I need I need 4 amp LED hatches. Okay, so I am noticing a couple things before I have fully wired this up. For one, it does just void excess power. This is just like consuming the helium and not producing anything because this is full. It doesn't, turn itself off. But that might be for the best because, we need the rotors to, not break themselves. Which is fine, probably. We're also not producing enough to actually take everything out because we still need to make those 4 amp dynamo hatches. Because I need to move the samarium rods over. Yes. That's another reason that we need to get the multi-blocks is I'm still manually running these over to the IV polarizer, which is bad. Like, really, that's just not good. You shouldn't be doing that. So we're definitely going to want some machine controllers for these, because they don't turn off automatically, so we're going to want them to turn off when we don't need power anymore. Yeah, we can only currently extract 4 amps of IV power, but that's not what we're making. We're making 2.5 amps of LEV, so we're currently voiding 1.5 amps of LEV power. But that's, you know, fine. We'll live. I'm just going to take this out now, actually, because we don't need that right now. Okay, yeah, we can now swap this one out. Oh, blah. So now it's worth actually putting stuff in here. I should probably also make some more turbines. The 3 of these. Nice. That uses almost all of our HSS, but I'll just make more. It's fine. I am very interested to see... Oh, we have yet to use any durability. Okay, cool. Nice. I like to see that. Yeah, so I think I'll do is I'll set up a... I believe there's some type of... Oh gosh, what is it? Now, this is what I want to be using, is one of these advanced energy detectors. Oh, okay, this does literally everything I would want it to. Let's go 20 and 80. So just for testing purposes, let's make this like 60. I guess I'm more than 60%. Am I missing something? Is it because the thing's on this side and not the front? Yeah, okay, it has to be on the front. That's lame, but I mean, it looks ugly, but like, I'll get over it. It's fine. I'm sure there's a way to make it prettier, or someone in the comments will tell me about it. So we can use the cover here. I don't know why I got rid of it. And we'll just have like a little redstone control up to these machine controllers here. So we'll put this, say here. So this will emit redstone when it's when it's less than 20, but and then it'll stop when it gets to 80. And then this will turn on when it gets a redstone signal, which we could probably do with LaserIO for that matter. And we probably should, just because it's nice wireless redstone. Again, it's a little upsetting that it has to be done like this, but I mean, is there a better way to do this? Can I put this on this, maybe? No. That's upsetting. Oh well. This has used almost 600 durability of its 145,000. Wow. Okay. Cool. That's good. That's great, actually. Yeah, so once it clears 80, it should be fine. And then it will turn everything back off. Yes. Right, 4th dynamo hatch in. Oh, and it looks like we are just shy enough on helium plasma to turn the fusion reactor on. There's a couple things I want to consider now. Firstly, well, I don't want this to turn on if it's only missing like a little bit. I would like it to turn on if it has like nothing. Because otherwise we're going to be wasting a ton of power making like 32 buckets of plasma, which is not amazing. Like, I think we'd still be fine, but I wouldn't want to do that. So probably some redstone logic would be the ideal thing to do here then. Let's take this crafting card out for a second. I definitely am going to need to bolster my tritium production as well, which is fine. For one, I know how to start that. Let's turn this back on. And that one. This is where we were getting our tritium from beforehand. Oh my gosh, look at this power output. It's like 0.5 amp of ZPM. Holy. Oh my gosh, look at the input. 200,000. And that's only this turbine's going that fast. Look at these other ones. Like, this one's barely even started. It's like, oh, I guess it is like a 1/4 amp, but still. Oh my gosh. The speed. And I guess 2 amps of ZPM is also not that good for when we actually get to ZPM, but you know, we're not there yet. We don't have to worry about that. We're just oh, we're there. Uh-oh. I jest, but uh-oh. That said, I am very content with where we are today. This took forever. I mean, you'll see the length of the video, right? This is crazy. So between episodes, I'm going to set up a little redstone control for this thing to only turn it on when we're basically in RLS Norlash like that thing is, but for that thing. Oh, maybe a super tank would be good for that then. Yeah, let me get a super tank. I'll use a super tank for that. Finally, I'll use a super tank. They keep telling me to use a super tank. I'll finally use a super tank because it could take the cover. We'll have a super tank with a crafting card for right now, at least until we can get a dedicated fusion reactor, because that one was very expensive. I can't just make another one. And yeah, that'll be good. I'll do that between episodes. For this episode, though, thank you very much for watching, including the very angry rant and the exceedingly long time and all that. As a bonus for you get to the enders, check this out. It's really dark in here. Isn't this what you wanted? I know it's not, so you get the full bright right now. Anyway, thank you kindly for watching. I said that part already, but I'm going to say it again because, you know, I appreciate it. This was a very long video and it came out late. I hope to get you next time when we need to do probably Trinium coils. Oh, you're under the floor now. Look at that. And Trinium coils will mean, hopefully, Glacio. And I really want to go to Glacio because I don't want to mine more Naquadah in the microverse. And I don't want to mine more Osmiridium in the plat line. Multi-blocks. Multi-blocks too. Lots of things. I'll be thinking about them all. And you'll get to watch it all. Or at least all the, you know, interesting bits. I'm rambling. See you next time. Bye-bye. So I think we're definitely going to want some machine control. Actually, let me just like... That's going to be good to cut out. That's going to feel really nice.